Welcome back to AM Northwest. It's a light summer dish, elegant enough to serve company. Here to share a recipe from vegetarian dinner parties, we welcome back the co-authors of nearly 40 cookbooks, Bruce Weinstein and Mark Scarbrough. I don't know how you guys did it. You're amazing. 40 cookbooks. But let's talk about this elegant summer dinner.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, here's what I really want to say about this elegant summer meal. Not only is this an easy summer meal, it's completely no cook.
So you don't need me at all. I'm the chef. So bye.
This is a 100% no cook vegetarian. I think vegan, right?
This is vegan.
Vegan.
Oh wait, are nuts vegan?
Yeah.
Right.
I think so. I don't think nuts.
Right.
Well,
But if something is pollinated, is it still vegan? Required to be? You know, I have to rethink this whole thing. That counts as vegan.
I think you're good.
you know, I just can't talk about nuts and possibly not being vegan. So we're just going to go, that's too open of a door, and we're not going to go there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a NutriBullet. You can use any kind of blender you want.
Food processor.
Or food processor
Yeah,
even.
sure.
You know, marriage is just finishing each other's sentences until you're dead.
That and asking what's for dinner.
No, 90% of marriage is yelling what from other rooms.
Exactly.
That's another matter of time. So I'm going to make this really easy. Stop. I'm going to make this really easy chimichurri, almond chimichurri-like sauce to go on squash noodles.
What's chimichurri?
Well, it's art. But I don't know what is chimichurri.
Chimichurri is an herb sauce made with oil, a little acid. In South America, you get it on steaks each slice. It's got parsley and cilantro. This time we're putting nuts in it to add some more protein to this dish to give this more of a main course thing. So Mark's put plain roast, they're raw actually, raw unsweetened almonds and olive oil, because chimichurri's always got olive oil, always has acid, vinegar, in this case lemon juice. It's got capers, which I couldn't live without capers, and garlic.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because we're going to blend it up.
Right.
Salt and pepper, and more pepper here because later I want more pepper. And we've got some cilantro and some parsley, which is the only thing missing from the standard chimichurri. There's no chilies in this. We just have the herbs and the oil. And Mark is going to whir that up and make a dressing, a chimichurri sauce dressing. So he's just going to push.
Let me say one thing. If you're going to make this I'm using a NutriBullet, but if you're going to use a food processor, make sure that the liquids, the oil and the lemon juice are in the bottom because it's a little hard to grind.
Oh,
so you need the liquid to kind of get it moving. A NutriBullet like this or a turbo blender or like a Blendtec or something, it wouldn't matter.
I love this thing. This is like my favorite new car. It's going to be a little loud, but only for like 10 seconds. I love this machine.
Yeah, look how fast that goes.
It makes it so, I think that's good. So it emulsified it. Now, what are we going to put that on? We're going to put that on zucchini squash noodles. No pasta involved. You just take yellow squash or green zucchini and a vegetable peeler, and you go down, and these become noodles.
Oh.
They're super thin because I'm using the vegetable peeler.
Right.
And these are tender, these are beautiful, and we're going to dress this with that chimichurri. So I'm going to keep doing this, and Mark is going to tell you more about delicious summer eating.
Oh, I am?
Why don't you talk about our podcast? We have a fabulous podcast.
Yeah, tell me about the podcast.
I don't really need to be here because I'm going to be told what to do. So, yes, we do. We have a podcast called Cooking with Bruce and Mark. It's once a week. Sometimes we're cooking live on the podcast, which is really wild. Sometimes we have guests, just as you do, Helen, on your show. Sometimes we have guests on the podcast, especially cookbook writers who have new books out. And sometimes we're talking about trends. I think this week's episode is about the authenticity trap in recipes and how authenticity can form a trap for recipe writers. And, you know, like, is there really one way to make an Italian pasta dish? Well, no.
I see what you're saying. And that's true. Every family has a different pasta dish. You know, like
that doesn't necessarily mean it's authentic.
There's dozens of ways to make bolognese, for example. pre-Bruce, I was connected to an Italian immigrant family, and they put anchovies in bolognese. A lot of people would think that that's just horrifying, but these were people from northern Italy. I mean,
Right.
and they put anchovies in bolognese.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to taste his sauce before I put it on here. It is so yummy. So you just pour it on.
And you don't
And that
cook the vegetables?
No, you just
No.
eat them raw. They're so tender.
Oh.
That's why this is a no-cook deliciousness. We just toss this up. This is so elegant and so light and so delicious for a hot summer evening. You've got company coming. Put this on the table. It's got protein. It's got vegetables. It's got so much flavor.
It's really
Now I'm gonna
great
eat it.
with a Sancerre. It's really great with a wheat beer. It's really great with a mocktail, particularly if you get a mocktail with like hibiscus or lavender in it or rose, a little bit of floral accent in the mocktail. That's really great if you can get a bitter or a mocktail blend that has a little bit of floral, lavender,
Yeah.
rose, etc. It's really good with this. It's great with Sancerres. You know, I'm a
And
kid from
as you
South.
said, it is the perfect hot summer dish because there is
it
no
is.
cooking.
And more pepper, because you can never have enough pepper on anything for me. You know, when they come to the table in restaurants with that pepper grinder, I'm like, just leave it, because I'm going to keep you here so long people are going to complain. So just leave it.
It is, I should warn you, it is a messy dish. So you probably want to tell your guests not to wear white when
Okay.
they eat it. It is dribbly messy.
And don't use your best napkins.
Okay.
Really, trust me, do not use your best napkins.
All right.
But give it to your best friend, because it is so good. It is worthy of best friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to put that recipe on our website at k2.com. And also, don't forget vegetarian dinner parties. Bruce Weinstein and Mark Scarbrough, always great to see you. Please stay cool.
You too, Ellen.
Thanks, Helen.
Thank you. We'll be right back with more AM Northwest.